Gotham City is a moody place. It stopped being a vague analogy for New York City decades ago and morphed into the darkest, rainiest, angstiest, self-sacrificingest fictional superhero city in existence. When it's not a complete clown show.
Maybe, you don't know who it really was.
And now we have what appears to be the first full-blown trek into musical theater in the Batman franchise with Joker, Folie A Deux singing the hits as a jukebox musical. A fact that has some people perplexed, if not flat out mad.
Enough from the clown!
Let's not blow this out of proportion.
And I'm here to ask, why?
Let's give the people what they want.
Music and musicals have always been part of the Dark Knight's world, not as a silly diversion, but as a foundational aspect that made the setting likely the best, most lively, most interesting in DC Comics and beyond. So, here's why the Joker sequel should have leaned all the way into being a musical.
The world smiles with you.
You can do anything you want.
The sun comes.
You're Joker.
It's sort of ridiculous, the lengths that not just Joker Folie A Deux marketing has gone to hide that the movie is a musical. Even one of the stars, Lady Gaga, Gaga, ooh la la, a celebrity world famous for big, bold music, has denied this movie is a musical while simultaneously talking about the characters dancing and singing their emotions, which, hate to break it to you, is exactly a musical. And again, I'm underlining here, this is a good thing. Music has played such a big role in the franchise, which makes the Batverse a perfect home for musicals.
That's what we should be talking about.
It all started with Tim Burton.
It's showtime.
Well, no, not at all, actually, but I'm starting here.
A very good place to start.
Burton's first Batman film in 1989, along with its sequel from 1992, were and are huge. They completely rewrote how to do a superhero movie, which was a genre that really only consisted of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies at that point, and they turned Batman from silly TV fun to must-watch movies. All Batman movie ventures after the Burton adaptation are known for their dramatic, haunting scores, and this is a precedent started by the Danny Elfman theme and score established in 1989's Batman.
I'm Batman.
From the opening over the WB Shield, the melodic, beautiful but chilling minor scale of orchestral theme sets a mood thousands of miles from the purposefully campy 1960s Batman.
Say no more, Robin. It could be compromising.
Instead, Batman, Joker, and Gotham become parts of a dark fairy tale led by a lone man with genuine pain and purpose, mastery over and care for a city shrouded in fear.
And now, folks, it's time for Who Do You Trust? Hubba, 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 money, 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 who do you trust?
Am I talking about Batman or Joker with that description? Oh ho ho, what a distorted mirror image. Surely this illusion has never been made before.
I think you and I are destined to do this forever.
The mysterious, borderline sinister intrigue is evident not only in the main theme, which is now iconic and continues to be the blueprint for Batman themes, if not all superhero music to this day, but evident in the music throughout. Pieces like Descent into Mystery, when Batman drives Vicky through the trees and into the Batcave, absolutely communicate, without words, the complication of who Batman is and the contrast of his interiority against a normal person's inner self, all while working in harmony with the main theme.
Where are we going?
The score is a masterpiece and hugely influenced Batman the Animated Series, not just in the title theme, but is expertly woven throughout the show by composer Shirley Walker. Walker's BTAS score is not a direct rip of Elfman's, but is hugely complementary as a companion piece. The music worked well not only as a tie to the Burton movies, but to complement the distinct noir imagery of the series and pretty much set the tone for not just the many excellent Batman animated series, but DC animation in general. And yeah, I'm gonna say it, even when DC live action hit a lull,
We're going to need a bigger cave.
the animation always hit with shows like Justice League Unlimited, Young Justice, Glenn Murakami's Teen Titans, The Batman, Batman the Caped Crusader, and my criminally underrated cyberpunk fave, Batman Beyond, which also has an incredible theme song.
I'm sorry, Harvey. No. No, you're not.
But wait, I'm not ready to jump off Batman 1989 just yet. There's another half to the musical precedent from Tim Burton's original Batman movie here.
Let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
Prince's Party Man works in context with Joker and his minions defacing a museum, cruelly fun, chaotic, dancey, pop funk energy to contrast Batman's more measured orchestral theming. By the way, this isn't Prince's only contribution to Batman. He made an entire soundtrack of 9 songs for Batman, and it became a smash hit with songs like The Future and Vicky Waiting. That's 2 separate and complete albums named Batman, one a score from Danny Elfman and one a soundtrack by Prince, by the way. Prince even made a music video for Bat Dance, in which Prince is split down the middle, like Two-Face, with Batman on one side and Joker on the other, with Batman, Joker, and Vicky Vale dancers around him throughout, with several samples of the Adam West Batman theme. The music stylings and split effectively demonstrate the dimension and often the duality of not only the Batman characters, but tell the story itself through atmosphere and mood.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
So, if you thought the campiness of Batman was totally eschewed in modern Bat tales, it wasn't here. But furthermore, it should never be. Campiness in Batman is not a bug, it's a feature. Much like musicals in Batman is not a bug, but another incredible feature. Leaning into this world would probably prime the audience nicely, but hiding it is almost certainly going to ensure that some people walk away quite mad. So, what is the musical identity of Batman initiated here? Is it a conducted orchestra, or is it high adrenaline pop? Is it serious cinema or pulpy glee? It's both, notably and importantly both, and that idea established at this point in time would become a constant throughout Batverse media to follow.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth!
Batman and Joker are 2 sides of the same coin of obsession and show 2 sides of what one eventful day can do to a man. But what they represent spreads to encompass the sensibilities of the Batverse as a whole. There is complexity and painful personal turmoil made macro, but there is also the truth that this is a man in a latex cape fighting a clown, a plant woman, a dude in a suit covered in question marks, a filthy Danny DeVito barfing up black stuff, a penguin, another clown, but hot, a professional dom,
I'm a woman.
and the Blue Man Group.
Turns the snow into clutch! Come on!
Louder, come on, sing, sing, sing!
And I don't mean this in a demeaning way. The Batverse was designed to be fun and at least a little bit silly at heart from the beginning, much like many a musical. So many franchises get lost because they become too self-serious, when ultimately they're based on things designed to delight children and inner children. Star Wars, who said that? It's important for successful stories to get the mood right, to own a small stake of space between familiar and mysterious, safe and new, avant-garde and massively mainstream profitable. Batman, at least in this iteration, is able to do both, and that all-important zone is reached with a huge boost from the soundtrack and score, setting the pace and crafting a unique, memorable, and ultimately desirable atmosphere.
What a disaster! We are still in shock!
All right. I described how music can tell a story, how it can create a feeling and tell a story often without the specific words that literally do that. But what about musical numbers? Well, there have been several unofficial Batman musicals.
Batman, Batman, Batman.
You can find online very much akin to the stylings of Rogers, the musical, fictional Broadway play, sort of based on Hamilton or possibly Hammy, 90s era musicals in general, across the way in the Marvel world. But a musical built around Gotham doesn't have to be tongue-in-cheek or purposefully a parody of musicals, though.
Batman.
There are good musicals that people love and remember. There are non-cringy, genuinely moving musicals, even hugely serious musicals that work, like one of the most successful musicals of all time, Les Miserables, about people dying pointlessly of hunger and war. There's also Cabaret, which is set in Germany during the rise of Nazism and increasing bigotry in South Pacific, a musical that deals heavily with racial prejudice. I'm not saying a Batman musical has to go there.
Dressed to kill, walking tall. We always walk tall.
But I am saying that the genre of musicals is much bigger than the, razzle-dazzle, ha-cha-cha, top hat, waving some people tend to envision when the word musical is said.
My head's in the game, but my heart's in the song.
That considered, some movie musical adaptations have been terrible. That is true. And Cats starring James Corden and Dear Evan Hansen starring a too-old Nepo baby did happen. Yes, this is a legitimate concern, and I acknowledge it.
Right, well that's not going to work, is it? Okay?
For every Cats, there is a Mamma Mia, and for every Dear Evan Hansen, there is a Chicago. No, those are not perfect analogies, but it is strange to remember failures more than successes, just as it is strange to assume all of any genre is bad.
This is the greatest show!
The key to a successful movie musical and the key to a successful movie is actually the same thing. Hit the right tone, make it make sense. There is a good version and a bad version of anything, because for every Batman and Robin, there is a Batman the Animated Series.
Am I blue? Ain't these tears in my eyes telling you?
That was Kevin Conroy singing, true legend he was, and he told IGN in an interview a few years back before his passing, this was one of his favorite moments ever playing Batman.
Definitely for me, that turned out to be a highlighting episode. At Comic-Cons, I always get asked, sing Am I Blue? It's become the anthem for Batman.
There is room for song, even for a stoic character, and there was a way to work it into the plot even, not as a sing your emotion style, but more as a Batman has to sing a song or Wonder Woman will be killed. There is always a way to make music make sense, directly and indirectly. This happens several times in other Batman animated media as well. For instance, they do have a take on the Hammy Too Big style musical in Batman Beyond.
A superstitious, cowardly lot. They plan and plot, but they always get caught.
The Batworld is served well with striking and evocative scores, yes, but it's not ridiculous to make the characters sing. They do exist in a camp-inflected world on top of all the other darker mythology rampant in modern stories. There has been a lot of Batman media, from Adam West doing the Bat-Toozy, or something in the 1960s, which again I'm going to remind you is like that on purpose, to Tim Burton's goth weirdness, to whatever neon thing Joel Schumacher was doing, to the deco noir of Batman the Animated Series, which influenced Justice League iterations and Batman the Brave and the Bold, to Nolan's Dark Knight realism prestige era, to the gruffness of Batfleck, to Matt Reeves' Cobain-inspired Batman, to Todd Phillips' take on Joker, and beyond. There's a ton of Batman-adjacent media in the world. Just so much.
Who does the sickest backflips? Batman!
But while they are all over the place in styling, there's something that they all lean on hard, and that is creating a vibe.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
When people criticize samey superhero movies, they aren't Batverse movies, that's for sure. If you didn't like Bat Clooney or Batfleck or any Bat actor in particular, I'm willing to bet you enjoyed the musicality added by the likes of Hans Zimmer, Michael Giacchino, Danny Elfman, and more. Hell, even Seal's Kiss from a Rose worked for Bat Kilmer.
Became the light on the dark side of me.
Even though the lyrics truly make no sense, that song won 3 Grammy Awards that year, and the soundtrack won Best Album at the Brit Awards. Whether you like every single iteration or not, you can at least agree that a signature mood was clearly crafted that makes each take distinct and memorable, if nothing else. That is because the Batverse thrives on high drama. There are some touchstones that are always there, like watching Thomas and Martha Wayne get shot and drop pearls all over Crime Alley, or listening to Bruce monologue about how he is the Knight and that Batman is his true self and Bruce Wayne is the mask, or watching Joker have his one bad day and twist into the unpredictable clown prince of crime. All Bat fans know these moments. This is a series that is born from high drama and thrives on heightened aesthetics, big reactions, and inherent theatricality, much like a musical.
Shut up, you're going to jail.
Don't be naive. The law doesn't apply to people like him or us.
Wrong on both counts.
If there is a superhero world pretty much designed for the action, stagecraft, and high stakes of musicals, it's Batman.
I'll look into it.
Or Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
But that one historically went pretty badly on Broadway. The world of Gotham is built on extremes, on emotional reactions and big action, on larger-than-life heroes and villains. It makes perfect sense that any Bat property would be a musical. And there's one very recent addition to the Batverse that makes a ton of sense for this. Musicality is written into the DNA of 2019's Joker. It's all there, it's on the surface, it was never sneaky. Right away, the bygone era music at the top of Joker sells the pathetic clown narrative, with Arthur desperately hopping around outside the closing down music store. Sonically bemoaning the loss of an era when an earnest clown and piano routine would be genuine entertainment. It's always sad to lose something resembling innocence or wholesomeness, and that is conveyed well with the musical progression of Joker. On top of that, dance is hugely important to Joker, with several scenes of Arthur's descent conveyed through dance alone in his bathroom, the famous stair scene, and with literally the climax of the movie when Arthur dances in front of an adoring crowd, just like he always dreamed. On that note, the last spoken words of the movie are song lyrics.
'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around.
Song and dance are deeply interwoven into the main character's psyche and the film's language. Music is also highly interpretive, much like, as the plot laid out, comedy, or the difference between right and wrong, or how a laugh and sobbing sound eerily similar to each other, and it's hard sometimes to differentiate one from the other, even though the intention is, at face value, completely different. The theme of subjective interpretation is rampant, and the music flows right along with it. Is this Smile song earnest? Is it sneeringly sinister in the face of very real despair and mental illness? It's somehow both, like Arthur. Joker 1 wades deeper and deeper into musical theater as the movie progresses, so it really makes sense that Joker 2, which occurs after that progression, or descent if you'd rather, would step further into the heightened reality of musicals. This is, and truly always was, the one movie that would first fully commit to its musical destiny. The Batverse is a huge, sprawling, and successful media franchise that has stood the test of time in no small part due to the world building, its simultaneous simplicity and intensity, and its inherent drama. Because of this, not only is music already a huge part of the world, but musicality amplifies the dramatic tension that's always there, and the inherent heightened aesthetics of Gotham translate immediately to musicals more so than most properties on average. Furthermore, even though Batman is often gloomy and serious, his world certainly isn't. The contrast between Batman's worldview and Joker's, between stoic heroism and ironic mad laughter, carry much of the drama and ideological tension that make this world so interesting. And to my most simple point, musicals aren't necessarily bad things we have to avoid. All you have to do is commit emotionally to the concept of song as much as you can commit to believing the concept of a billionaire with issues who is the world's greatest detective who occasionally deploys the Batcopter, the Batcycle, Batarangs, Bat Shark Repellent, and a number of other Bat-themed gadgets to not kill homicidal crime lords such as Calendar Man and Man-Bat. And also he adopted a ton of kids, and everyone is dressed like their drag persona, but like in a really emo way.
I don't care what happens to me.
That's not harder to take on than the concept of musicals, right?
I've seen you go through similar phases in 2016 and 2012 and 2008 and 2005 and 1997 and 1995 and 1992 and 1989 and that weird one in 1966.
Thanks for watching. I'm Kim Horcher, and I do appreciate that you made it to the end of my TED Talk. For the best coverage of video game and entertainment news and reviews, you're already in the best place, IGN.com.